In science fiction, time travel is a complicated technology. It requires massive machines, plutonium, or a DeLorean hitting 88 miles per hour. But in economics, time travel is easy. You do it every day. When you save money, you are sending resources to your future self. You are taking the fruit of your labor today and shipping it to the version of you that will exist in 20 years. You are making your future self richer, freer, and safer. But when you go into debt, you are doing the opposite. You are pulling resources from your future self into the present. You are reaching through time and stealing the labor of the person you haven't even become yet. When you swipe a credit card to buy a dinner you can't afford, you aren't paying for it. The version of you 5 years from now is paying for it. And he is paying for it with interest. This is the psychology of debt. It is not a financial tool. It is a mechanism that turns your future self into an indentured servant. We live in a world that normalizes debt. We are told that debt is a tool. We are told that you need debt to build credit, to buy a house, to live a normal life. But we rarely talk about the psychological toll of living in the red. When you are in debt, you are fragile. You cannot quit your job because the payments are due. You cannot take a risk because you have no margin for error. You cannot speak your mind because you are terrified of being fired. Debt steals your voice. It steals your courage. And ultimately, it steals your time. To understand why we fall into this trap, we have to look at the brain's reward system. When you buy something, your brain releases dopamine. It feels good. It feels like a reward. Evolutionarily, acquiring resources was always a good thing. If you found food or tools or shelter, your brain rewarded you because it increased your survival chances. But credit cards hack this system. They allow you to get the reward without the pain. Normally, paying for something triggers the insula, the part of the brain associated with pain. If you pay with cash, you feel the loss. You see the money leaving your hand. It hurts a little bit. This pain is a natural brake on your spending. But credit cards anesthetize the pain. You swipe a piece of plastic. You get the item. You feel the dopamine. But you don't feel the loss. The pain is delayed. It is pushed into the future. This creates a dangerous feedback loop. Your brain learns that buying equals pleasure and paying equals nothing. So you buy more. You upgrade your lifestyle. You normalize the debt. But the pain hasn't disappeared. It has just accumulated. And when it finally arrives, it doesn't arrive as a sharp pinch. It arrives as a crushing weight. This brings us to the concept of discounting. Humans are terrible at estimating the value of the future. We have a cognitive bias called hyperbolic discounting. We value immediate rewards much higher than future rewards. If I offer you $100 today, or $110 in a month, you will likely take the $100 today. But if I offer you $100 in a year, or $110 in a year and 1 month, you will likely wait for the 110. The time difference is the same. But because the first option is now, your brain overvalues it. Debt exploits this bias. It offers you the car now in exchange for years of payments later. Later feels abstract. Later feels like someone else's problem. But later always arrives. And when it does, you realize that the car wasn't worth the years of stress. The most insidious part of debt is interest. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. He said, "He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it." When you invest, compound interest works for you. Your money makes money, and then that money makes more money. It is an upward spiral of freedom. When you are in debt, compound interest works against you. Your debt creates more debt. If you have a $10,000 credit card balance at 20% interest and you only make the minimum payments, you will be paying for decades. You will pay back 2 or 3 times the original amount. You are running on a treadmill that is moving backwards faster than you can run forwards. This is why the poor stay poor. They are fighting against the math of the universe. But debt isn't just about math. It is about identity. We use debt to buy an identity we haven't earned yet. We buy the luxury car to look successful. We buy the designer clothes to look fashionable. We buy the big house to look established. We are trying to signal to the tribe that we are high status. But because we use debt to buy the signal, the status is fake. It is a costume. And deep down, you know it's a costume. You know that if the bank called in the loan tomorrow, the car would be gone. This creates a low-level anxiety that never goes away. It is the imposter syndrome of finance. You are walking around acting like a king, but you feel like a fraud. So, how do we escape? How do we stop stealing from our future and start building it? We have to change our relationship with time. You have to stop viewing your future self as a stranger. You have to view your future self as your best friend. Or better yet, as your child. Would you steal money from your child to buy a new TV? Of course not. Then why are you stealing from your future self? Every time you resist the urge to use debt, you are sending a gift to your future self. You are sending them freedom. Here is the 3-step protocol to break the cycle of debt. Step 1. The pattern, interrupt. You need to stop the bleeding. You cannot get out of a hole while you are still digging. Take your credit cards out of your wallet. Delete them from your browser autofill. Delete them from Amazon. Make it physically difficult to spend money you don't have. Force yourself to use a debit card or cash. Reintroduce the pain of paying. When you have to physically hand over cash, your brain wakes up. It realizes that resources are leaving. The brake pedal starts working again. Step 2. The snowball versus the avalanche. There are 2 main ways to pay off debt. The avalanche method says you should pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first. Mathematically, this is the correct answer. It saves you the most money. But personal finance is not about math. It is about psychology. That is why I recommend the snowball method. List your debts from smallest balance to largest balance. Ignore the interest rates. Attack the smallest debt with everything you have. Sell things. Work extra hours. Kill that small debt. When you pay it off, you get a dopamine hit. You feel a win. You realize that you are not helpless. Then, take the money you were paying on the small debt and roll it into the next smallest debt. The snowball grows. The wins get bigger. You build momentum. You need behavioral victories to keep you going when the math looks depressing. Step 3. Define your freedom number. Most people stay in debt because they don't have a goal other than buying stuff. You need a goal that is more exciting than a new car. That goal is freedom. Calculate how much money you need to be debt-free. That is your freedom number. Visualize what your life looks like when you hit that number. Imagine waking up with 0 payments. Imagine keeping 100% of your paycheck. Imagine being able to tell your boss no because you don't need the money next week. That feeling is worth more than any item you can buy in a store. When you crave the new purchase, compare it to the freedom number. Ask yourself, is this shirt worth delaying my freedom by 2 weeks? Is this car worth delaying my freedom by 3 years? Usually, the answer is no. Debt is a shackle. It limits your options. It limits your movement. It limits your spirit. A debt-free person walks differently. They speak differently. They have a quiet confidence that comes from knowing they own their life. You can have that confidence, but you have to stop the time travel. You have to stop taking from the future. You have to start paying for the past. It will be hard. It will require sacrifice. You will have to say no to things you want right now. But remember the sunk cost fallacy. The money you already spent is gone. You can't get it back. But you can save the future. Every dollar you pay off is a link in the chain that you are breaking. Every debt you eliminate is a piece of your soul that you are reclaiming. Don't let the banks own your future. Don't let the credit card companies own your time. Reclaim your timeline. Pay the price today so you don't have to pay it forever.